Well, hi everyone. Welcome to Echo Art with Carmella-T. Thanks for being here today. Um, so I am first making a cup of coffee with you because I just kind of want to start out like that today, Saturday morning, with you because I want to give you a little pep talk before we get to the chain projects. So, and by the way, I'm making my coffee with ground coffee and um, just before we start our conversation, I'm putting in 5.5 heaping teaspoons to 1 cup. And that's how, and I'm sharing that because it took me a long time to actually get the right measures. So with that, I'm wearing my thrift shop sweater, and so I want to talk to you just a bit about this. This sweater is, I figured out it's merino wool. There's no brand name, there's no labels, but I was trying to think what is the feel of this wool. It's merino. This is a gorgeous sweater, handmade. And I put the little turtle pin that I got from the Reverse Craft sale on here. So, all together, well under $10, I have a beautiful sweater and a little pin. So, and I mean, I think this was like, I don't know what this was actually. I want to say 4 maybe. So it wasn't much. Um, so, the chain stitch. The chain stitch is also called the foundation stitch. You need this chain, and it may tell you, you may be looking at something where you need 2 or 3, they'll call it the foundation stitches, like 2 or 3 rows of chains, or 2 or 3 rows of starting with 1 chain, and then rows of like single crochets. So it's kind of like the base that you begin. And then trying to figure out how to show you that. Well, I will actually just show you that. So with that, there's a lot of projects that you can make with just the chain stitch. So we're going to go over those, and I do have some images that I can share with you on the chain stitch. Oh, another little tip I have for you. What I do is put my cream, not because it's difficult to pour, but I put it in a small cup like that, a small glass, because it doesn't, I can see just how much cream is actually pouring out. And with this, I really can't, just because it's cloudy. So, with that, what we're going to do, if you are new to the channel, we create with all recycled materials, fabrics, and supplies. And it's our way to give the earth a little hug. And we really like to do that too with yarn. Either recycled yarn or organic fiber yarn. Let's see, who's that? I didn't see who that was. I was trying to see your name. Hi, welcome. Thanks for being here. Happy Saturday morning. I hope you're having a beautiful morning. Where did I put my yarn? It's all around me. That's why I'm laughing. But I want to get a yarn that you can see. So I'm going to do that. Oh, here, right here. Okay, these are some of the yarns I got at the Reverse Craft Fair. But this sweater, it has no brand name, but it's totally handmade. Hi, favorite. And I'm trying to say that. Gaming. How are you guys today? Are you guys crocheting? Are you crocheting your chains, practicing? Something, before we even look at this, something I want to show you on my own. It's just a number of things. You're good. That's good. How many of you have made crochet necklaces out there? Um, okay, so when you know how to do the chain, you can start like doing variations of it. Okay, and you can start. You can use different color yarns, and you can actually like string them together and make something, you know. But let's say we're just using one strand of yarn. And I had some, why am I doing all of these very beginner crochet videos? Because we had a few very, very nice ladies, a number of ladies in our last class who are brand new beginner crocheters. So now I want you to take a look at what happens to, so I am kind of twisting it a little, but watch how it twists by itself. That's the nature of this particular yarn. I think it's got probably at least 60% of an organic fiber in it, and it's thick, and that's partly why it's twisting like that, because I'm using a smaller hook. I am purposely making the tension a little tighter. And for those of you just learning to hold your hooks, look how I'm holding that hook. There is no perfect way to hold it. You hold it the way it's comfortable for you. And look, I'm not even wrapping this like around my pinky and weaving it back and forth and any of that. You can do that. But I'm just simply, look, I'm just simply letting it flow right through my hand. And I'm holding it very lightly there. So before we go through the list, I found a list at about 20 different things. If I'm not mistaken, we'll see. I'll take a good look as we kind of get my reaction to it also as we're going along. But see how it's naturally twisting? Isn't that interesting, guys? So that is also a design. So wool, fibers, alpaca, mohair, angora, wool in general, fibers, they have memory. They have memory, what they call. So maybe there is 60-70% of a natural fiber wool in this yarn, and maybe it was curly. But most likely it's because of the tension that I'm putting on there, okay? And so I'm just going to show you. We're just making a necklace, and then I want to show those because I'm trying to encourage and inspire those out there who are just beginning and they're like, Carmella, I can't do this. Now, what you may have to do, some people do this. Hi, Brack. Hi, how are you? Thanks for being here. What some people do is they'll learn the chain, and they'll just do the chain for quite some time until they are absolutely ready and want to learn the single crochet. They will just do the chain. But look, just with the chain, you can make the most beautiful necklace. And I'm doing this in real time with you. We've only been on here like not even 10 minutes, and I have made almost a necklace. Will people buy this? You do a make and sell? Yes, they will. Why? Because do you think they want to sit down for days to try to figure out how to do the chain and how to hold the hook and how to hold the yarn? No, they do not. So they look at you because you took the time to learn how to hold the yarn and hold the hook and crochet a chain. So it's a simple chain, but you could end up making this the most beautiful necklace. So, you know, look, it's almost a necklace already. Oh, happy Valentine's Day. That's right, it is Valentine's Day, isn't it? You know, I'm not even aware of like, I am aware it was the holiday, but I'm not like focusing on it because I have so many projects right now. And in between these projects, I don't know about you, but I've been following the news, the national missing person case that's out there. And it's very sad. And I've been trying to figure out what's going on in that case. So with this, what we're doing, Brett, is we are doing a very simple chain, a crochet chain. Why are we doing it? Because there are people out there that has come to my attention who are just brand new crocheters. They they might be struggling a tiny bit. They're just learning their chains. And I just want to show how very simple. So just keep kind of like putting it up like that. And then we're going to talk about the different things that you can even add to this as you're going along. Um, hmm. Let's see, I don't know if I do have this. No, I don't have any readily. You know, this is, no, I'm not going to confuse you with that. This is crocheting. For those of you just jumping on, we're just crocheting a very simple stitch. The very first stitch you want to learn, it's called the chain stitch. Okay, that's it. So it's an absolutely a wonderful weekend project to do. And doing this, I'm going to make a bunch of these guys for my table. Where is my table? I have not a clue right now. But look, this is the beginning. Okay, let me just do this for a minute. So you notice I twisted it as I'm going along. I twisted it because it was naturally twisting and I really liked the aesthetic. Okay, so what I'm going to do, so I just want to show you that what I am going to do with this is I'm going to keep crocheting probably, I would like to crochet maybe about 3 or 4 more strands. So how do I do that? I just keep going. And then you just, you know how you do the infinity necklace? You can do the same with this if it's long enough. Or you can just connect it right here. And the way you would do it is just what you've been doing, is you would just put it through the last loop there and just pull through a loop, pull all the way through, and then you're going to pull through one more little loop and just tie it off. And you've got a necklace, and that's just precious. Now, how do you know what kind of yarn is going to just kind of start, you know, kind of twisting like that? There's very specific ways to make it twist, but I would just go with a smaller hook with a thicker yarn. That's a really good way to start because the tension by itself will make it twist. So now let's get into, now that you've seen me crochet just chains, only chains, and we end up with our beautiful little necklace. And I will be finishing this and sharing it with you today because guess what? Yes, you can make jewelry with just your chain stitch. Okay? So let's see what else that you can make with just your chain stitch. So let me get my, I'm just getting my computer over here. And you know, I can't really say enough that if you're getting discouraged, yeah, take a break from it totally. But kind of when you're rested and you're up to kind of doing the little struggle thing again, try it again. And guess what? You won't be struggling as much. Many times we need a little downtime, a little break to assimilate all of the information that we just learned. Because you learn visually, you learn verbally, you know, verbally and auditory, and just thinking about it, okay, by memory. Okay, guys. So let's, oh, that's outside. let me get the site that I had here. One moment. Okay, so this is by, first I want to, I've got two things to cover with you. First, I'm going to cover the AI, okay, and then we're going to go over a site that I looked at already, and I'm going to share with you. So AI says crochet projects using only the chain stitch. So I'm just going to sit back here, guys. So the first one is the statement necklace. That is pretty much what we were just doing right here. And what makes it a statement necklace? So what makes it a statement necklace is that you make it, you theme it or make it just different from, for example, let's say you want to make a statement about cancer, to support cancer, and you make a necklace that's all pink, you know, with the pretty little bows all the way through it. You could do that, or pink buttons. And so what you do, and then maybe you sell it and you donate, so, you know, part of your earnings to an organization. Now, or you're making a statement about the environment, and you're just simply, you know, calling it a statement. Or statement necklaces. Here, actually, let's look them up because there's a bunch of them. I'm just thinking like off the top of my head, but I would love to encourage you just a bit more. So stay with me. Now, I was giving shout outs, Brett, before, but now I need to know who I'm giving the shout outs to. Usually I give a shout out to a site that I've researched, and that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. And I have a particular site I'm going to be doing. So anyway, that's okay. Thank you. Okay, so statement, art, let's see, examples of statement necklaces. Okay, so statement necklaces are bold. That's kind of the word I was trying to look for. They're eye-catching jewelry designed to be the focal point of an outfit, ranging from chunky chains, like what we're going to be doing here, because this is going to be multiplied, and intricate bibs. They're talking about the bib of a necklace, okay, where it has a multi-strand beaded necklaces, and which is something that you can do, by the way, with your chain. All you need to do is add your beads as you're going along. Okay, metal colors and colorful jewel tone designs. So those are the different types of statement necklaces that you can make. And the others are like a choker necklace, or you could add gems or crystals to this as you're going along. Layered, multiple strands. You can mix this, okay? You can mix this with chains, you know, and your crochet. So, and those are the statement necklaces. So that's an example. Those are some examples. So yes, with just the simple chain, you can make a statement necklace, beaded necklace, or a garland, threading beads onto the yarn before chaining. So the way that you would, we'll have a video on that, because there's a few distinct key points to that you need to know. I don't want to confuse you right now. So right now you're just working with a ball of yarn, okay, and you're just learning to hold your yarn and your hook and make your chain. So we'll get into all of that other when and when you're more advanced, and you'll see the videos on here. So braided chain belt, where you take multiple chains like this. You take all of your chains. Maybe you're going to make the belt 40 inches long. So you're going to just keep crocheting a chain, excuse me, until it's about whatever it is you want it to be. Make another chain and make another chain and then braid it. And we'll do videos on that too. A plant cozy, that would be a separate video because there's a little bit more involved there, but not too much more. You're still working with a chain stitch. And you can make a scarf of 1,000 chains. Now, let me just add something to that. You can make a scarf with chains, or you can make a scarf that is one single piece where you have decided to turn around. Oh no, that would be a single crochet, but you can turn around on the chain and continue your chain stitches. Okay, and we'll do separate videos on that, but that is actually a stitch, and it's real, and it's something that you can do, and it's very pretty. That is not single crochet, that is all chain. Okay, embroidery and decorative projects. Okay, so the chain stitch is perfect for creating textured raised lines in embroidery. Text lettering. So basically what they're talking about there is you take a piece like this. You just take a piece. And what they're talking about is that you're using your chain stitch. You're using a chain stitch to basically create lettering. Now, I'm not going to do all the lettering right now, but I'm going to show you what they mean. Okay. Oops. It's just basically working like this. I'm trying to hold that up. You're working on the surface of a project, and you're just simply using the stitch you just learned, okay, to create lettering or to create something very specific, a heart, let's say, or text, where they're talking about text. So I would go around creating my chain. I'm just going to do my letter of my first name, guys. Whoops, I just lost that. Fine. Okay. And just show you. But this is what you can do with the chain, because some of you may just want to work in the chain for a while. And so you kind of go like that. If I keep going, or started a little bit more up there, I'm making a C. Okay, so basically you're using your chain stitch to create on the surface of something already crocheted, or if it's something like a piece of fabric, you're just going to do what they call running stitches, and that's a whole nother video. But anyway, I thought I would share that with you. Okay, so that's what they mean about text or lettering. So outline embroidery, outlining shapes or filling in areas with texture, embellishing, knits and crochet with the chain stitch, just something what I showed you, either with the text or embellishing. making flowers, hearts, whatever. That's the chain stitch. You can use that. Floral embroidery, individual chains that form petals and leaves. So let me show you. Okay, for example, I'm going to show you right here. And you saw this on my vest. I happen to have my vest right here. So you saw on the vest that I made all these little frills. Those are all just chains. They're just chains. And the same with this. You see? Those are chains. So how did I get it to be such a pretty little flower going back and forth? I did like 7 chain here, and then I went down to like 4. 7, 4, 7, 4. So it goes up, down, up, down. So you make all these pretty little designs. So many things you can do with your chains. So now functional uses, foundation chain, that's what I was talking to you about. You need basically, so a foundation chain is, let's see here. I don't know what I did with my yarn again. A foundation chain is, you will hear it called a foundation chain. Basically what it is your first row of whatever it is that you're doing. And if you're trying to read a, what do you call, a directions, it may say to you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It may say, make a row of 12 chains. That just means your very first row. And then usually it will say something like, okay, now go into the second chain, 1, 2, and whatever your pattern is, and make whatever it is you're making, a double crochet, single crochet, whatever, and then you start, and then it gives you directions from there. But that chain row, that's your foundation row. Basket handles, and you saw me do that. Well, these are not, yeah, right here. These handles on this tiny little pouch we made, which is just simply so cute. These are chains. That's all that is. Okay, they're chains. I doubled them together to make them stronger, knotted it, and then just sewed them onto the corner. Isn't that just adorable? Okay, so, or basket handles, button loops. Yeah, that's a little bit more intricate. You've got to put a button on and then just position where you want the little clasp to kind of wrap around the button. That would just be a chain. Chain stitch. Tips for success. Consistency. So in other words, if you're, unless you want to switch the variation weight of your yarn, you want to make it, maybe you're making a necklace with light and heavy yarns, but it just says consistency for the beginners. Try to stay with the same weight yarn. And the hook, basically use a hook that's most comfortable for you. So there's many types of hooks nowadays, including the ergonomic, and I'm going to do a video on that. Let's see here. I went kind of over these before, but this is the ergonomic, and the only drawback for me with a hook like this is the handle, for me, makes this way too bulky and too heavy. I feel the heaviness of this. Now, granted, this is a very large hook, but if it was just pure metal, I wouldn't have the heaviness of the rubber around it. Can you crochet with these really good? Yes, you can. They are ergonomical, but at the same time, you've got to kind of figure out what's best for you. Okay, so now we're going to go into and give credit to Delia Creates. And these are all the different projects, guys, including the ones you just saw me make, or the ones you just saw that I made and share with you. But let's see here. So she says 18 projects, and yeah, I have to, oh, I thought I did that. It may not let me do the download here. So, yeah, she just shows the pictures without the numbers. So let's just go. Oh, she does switch to single crochet. No, I was looking for the chain stitch. Okay, so we're gonna skip Delia's site right there because it says chain stitch. She says chain stitch or single crochet. Um, there, you could do it like that. However, the single crochet, you may move quicker on some of those projects she was just showing. So let me see, I saw some other sites. I do want to show you pictures as I'm going along. Let's see, 12 projects we use with just the chain stitch. Okay, so this is a little bit better. And you can get the pattern here for just the chain stitch. So let's take a look. I will be kind of turning this so you can look at it with me. Okay, and I'm just going to move my coffee well out of the way because when I start moving around like this, that's when things kind of, yeah, you can see that. Okay, that's part of the bird cage that you're seeing. I've got the quilts on them. Okay. There we go. Okay, I just have to be able to see it too, so. Okay, guys. So let's get to the top of this, and it's called All Free Crochet. That's the name of the site. All Free Crochet. Now, I'm not going to open that because it brings me to all these other things. So I think it is. Let me just double check it. Yeah, I'm not going to go that way. So I'm going to go back. Okay. 12 crochet projects that use only the chain. Calling all crochet beginners. That's the first thing she says. I will hold the picture right up to you when we get to it. Okay, so she says just any yarn that you have around. You know, when you're practicing, just use anything that you have around. And so the first thing I want to show you, because I see, is just what we were doing, is a necklace. Now you see here with the necklace, she has like 4 strands of chains. You see the chains? And then she simply is connecting them with a button. So there's a few different ways you can connect those. You can just slip knot them at the end. You can tie knots at the end. You can sew them after you've slip stitched them closed. Okay. This one, and they give you the pattern, this is a cowl neck. Okay, let's see if she gives us a close-up if we go into it. Yeah, that's very nice. There's the cowl neck. Now, you're probably saying, wow, that looks complicated, Carmella. But once you learn how to do the chain, then you can start following simple directions. Like when it says, go now back into your 3rd stitch and make chain 5. Skip a stitch and then go into the next stitch and things like that. That's what this is. It's kind of like a lacy type of crochet with just chains. But they give you the directions there. So this is one that we just did. You, I mean, we didn't do the whole thing, but you see all the different chains again. So it's just variations of chains. That is a necklace. It could be even a scarf. You could play around with different chains looped into different chains. So, okay, so there's that. Let me get out of that one and out of that one. Okay. And, okay, so apparently she has more necklaces here. There's two more variations of necklaces made with all chains. I mean, those are lovely. Really, really lovely. And you know, crochet is a complete style. It just, you can, and okay, now here she's getting a little bit different, which is nice. She's calling this right here, because it's a little heavier and longer, she's calling that like a chain scarf. So that's very beautiful. And then over here you have a chain, a bracelet. And you see again a number of chains. Okay, all of those are just with your chain crochet. And again, so now over here, this is interesting. She shows another scarf and what they call, which many of you know, is the paper chain right here, where you're just looping chains into chains. Aren't those beautiful? So, just so much you can do. And this is the same pictures that we just looked up at the top. Another necklace, scarf. So what's making that scarf so thick is the type of yarn. So if you use like a crochet, you use what they call eyelash. It's called eyelash yarn. That will give an effect, a very like that feathery kind of thick, and or you can use a thicker yarn and just do a number of chains that way. So once you get the chains down, you're going to be like, oh man, I want to do more. That's more of that yarn, eyelash yarn. And oops, I thought she was going to give us more. So she didn't give us more. They got into the advertisements there. And I'm just going to do one more thing, because this is a nice way for us to get images, is just the Google search. And I'll show you that. Okay. So let's just take a look at the images. And most of them are necklaces. Trying to find something just a little bit different for you. Okay, well, they're just going to stay with that pretty much. And I do kind of like this. This is a little different. This is very pretty. Take a look at this right here. All chains. Whoops. They're all chains. And then she loops them together. So, anyway, that's using just the chain stitch. So I'm keeping it really simple, because with the chain, this is also a chain stitch. Okay, you can make kind of little tassel. This is on the end of a scarf that I made. So that's all chain, kind of like a ropey type deal. So, and just experiment with it and have fun with it. And before you know it, you'll be just advancing, because once you get the few foundation stitches down, which the next one is single crochet, and I'm going to be doing a video on that. I'm going to do research and get a really good, clear video, and then start out by showing you again how I do it, show you the video, walk you through the video, and then at the end, just show you a couple of things, just one simple thing you can do with single crochet. And then we'll have another video on many things you can do with single crochet. And maybe some of them I'll make. So with that, you have an absolutely beautiful day. Thank you for being with me, and I hope that this helps. Love and light.